Alright, what's up, y'all? I want to talk a little bit more about this movie, Antebellum. It's something else that I forgot to put in. I think I did like 2 videos about it already. But anyhow, um, they also had a suicide scene in the movie where one of the girls committed suicide and hung herself because she didn't want to continue going through the treatment and torture that she was receiving by the hands of that plantation. Okay, the plantation owner and just the whole thing that she was going through. She was being sex trafficked. Okay, they had like a party for all of the basically all of the white people. You know what I'm saying? The slave owners. And what they were doing was they was having those guys take a pick at which one of the girls that they wanted to sleep with that night. And that's exactly the same type of way target individuals. That's what they experience also. You see what I'm saying? Because it'll be any number of men or whatever, that may say, well, I want to have a shot at this one. And that's exactly what they would do. But anyhow, she was beat by one of the slave, I forget what you call them. They kind of like like they drive the slaves, so they sit on their horse and they basically walk around barging out orders or whatnot. But anyhow, one of them beat her when he was supposed to be going to the room to have sex with her, but he ended up beating her. I don't think he didn't have sex with her, he just beat her. But anyhow, this was all after he made her feel comfortable at the dinner, because at the dinner, uh, whoever the guy was, his compadre, his buddy that was at the dinner with him, was like, yeah, uh, yeah, this girl right here, she been watching you. Don't you want to have a shot with her? And the guy was like, look at all these new people busting up in here, bro. Oh, excuse me. The guy was like, yeah, I don't want to do that to her. He was basically saying that he didn't want to have sex with her, and the other guy, you know how guys do. He was trying to like push the girl off on his buddy, trying to set him up to get some sex later that night with the girl. And the buddy ended up arranging it, and the guy was acting all shy about it and acting like he didn't want to, which he didn't have sex with her, but he was taking up for her, trying to, in her eyes, she saw it as him being a gentleman to her by not uh, approaching her in a mannish way. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he gets in the room like a fucking psycho, like Esau truly is. Gets in the room, and then she starts speaking to him, trying to get undressed for him, and doing it in a more of a proper way instead of just you know being taken advantage of. She tries to give it to him, and then he gets mad at her for speaking to him and slaps her in the mouth, and then throws her across the floor and all kind of stuff like that or whatever. I think he even kicked her in her stomach, and I believe she was pregnant. So the next day she was on a cotton field and ended up losing her kid, and this caused her to go into a mental breakdown, and she hung herself in a shack. But anyhow, this is the exact type of treatment that targets go through. Okay, now I did a video about Robert Fuller. He hung himself. Now, who's to say the things that Robert Fuller went through? I don't know him. I don't know if he was uh, possibly beat or sex trafficked out or whatever they done to him. Because he was complaining about receiving uh, V2K and he was suicidal. So what's the odds of that? So they put that in the movie too. Okay, they put that in the movie. You see what I'm saying? And they put all this different stuff in these movies that's basically the same thing as target individuals go through. And then the front of the movie on the cover, you got the chick with the butterfly over her mouth. I mean, you people just don't see it. I mean, what's the odds of that? All right, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing in there. So they had what was it? Suicide in there, which most target individuals will commit suicide because they can't deal with the torture that they receive, and they're also being pumped up. They're also being sent subliminal messages into their head about suicide. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, what's the odds of that? You know what I'm saying? That's in that movie. You know, so suicide's in the movie, and you got what else I say? Electronic harassment when they stalked the girl to the dinner party. You know what I'm saying? Went and they did street theater, staged the burglaries, and went in there and moved her things around. You see what I'm saying? What else was it? Oh yeah, the scene, the Civil War reenactment. You know what I'm saying? That's street theater also. That's street theater right there. Whenever they had them, the scene where she was escaping, and they had a Civil War reenactment. You know what I'm saying? But it's just basically at the end of the movie, it's just basically telling you that we are at war. This is a war. You know what I'm saying? It's a silent war that no one really uh, uh, believes. And then she called the police there and dropped a pin or whatever to her husband or whatever. But the police, they don't give a shit because they involved in it. Police don't give a shit about that. That's the movie version of this shit. Police do not care. They involved in it also. You know what I'm saying? The police, they'll be the ones who will probably do the most torture stuff to a victim. Whenever it gets to like kidnapping, those would be the main ones that do kidnappings. Like they had that Lyft driver uh, kidnap the girl. It was a fake Lyft driver. You know what I'm saying? Mock Lyft driver. They have mock polices, and then they have real polices that commit the kidnappings. You know what I'm saying? I know this shit because I seen it. As far as like, you know what I'm saying? I recall. I probably told y'all I had a situation where I was called to come and beat somebody up that was supposed to be physically assaulting one of my female family members, right? So when I got there, this car, it was an unmarked police vehicle supposedly, but anyhow, when I got there, this car was not there as soon as the argument started happening, and I didn't put my hands on them. Luckily, I didn't. But whenever I came outside, this police vehicle was already outside the house where I was at. It was like it was waiting on the person that was driving was waiting on an altercation to happen, so they could come and say, "Well, let's take him to jail." But probably wouldn't have went to jail. This was around about the time when they kept on trying to pull little different stunts on me to try to get a hold to me. You see what I'm saying? And some just told me don't put my hands on the guy. And luckily I did, because I feel like I dodged probably the one of the major events. You know, that probably would have been it if that guy would have got me in that car. You know, he was in a Explorer, tinted out. You know what I'm saying? It was maroon uh, Explorer, and it had government tags on it. You know what I'm saying? But the person I was with was trying to get, cause I had been drinking that day, and I had like a big bottle of it doesn't matter, but it was liquor. It was almost full. And when I seen that cop, I threw it away. The guy was trying to get me to keep it in my hand. See, they need to have reasons to approach you. So by me not putting my hands on them, that moves to the next reason why. So if I would have kept that liquor bottle walking down the road, and if he would have started his vehicle and drove up to me, you know, because I already realized that it was an unmarked car. But if I would have not realized that and he would have pulled up to me, then that would have been me. You know what I'm saying? I would have been in up shit creek, because he would have been able to have cause to put handcuffs on me and take me downtown. You see what I'm saying? But anyhow, so yeah, they had suicide in the movie. You know, suicide was in the movie also. So what's the odds of that? All right, I'm out.